For a century, we studied the humans, mapped their chaotic strategies, their baffling emotions, their illogical obsession with hope. We thought we understood them as rivals. We were wrong. As I watched the pride of the Zarian fleet dissolve into gray, lifeless dust, one truth becomes undeniable. The only thing more terrifying than fighting a war against humanity is fighting one without them. My name is Kalen, commander of the Zarian Star Dominion's Third Fleet, and for my entire life, one truth has been absolute. Humanity was the enemy. For 100 years, our Cold War wasn't fought with fleets, but with shadows, whispers, spies, and technological brinksmanship. We Zarians are beings of logic. Millennia-old doctrines guide our every action. Every ship we create is a masterpiece of symmetry. Every battle plan, a flawless equation. And then there were the humans. I remember an intel file about a human military exercise called the Kobayashi Maru, a simulation designed to be unwinnable. Our strategists were baffled. Why train for failure? To us, it was the peak of human irrationality. But the instructor wasn't teaching them how to win. He wanted to see what they would do when defeat was certain. Would they break, despair, or, being human, would they try to change the rules of the problem itself? Their ships were asymmetrical patchworks, their tactics unpredictable, their command structures informal. I once watched a border skirmish where a human captain facing a superior pirate vessel didn't retreat or flank. He simply broadcast 2 words, "Try us," and charged. It was madness. We designed our entire doctrine around containing this chaos, convinced that logic would always prevail. Until it didn't. The first reports were dismissed as sensor errors. A scout ship went silent, then a listening post, then an entire colony. When we finally got an image, it defied all logic. It wasn't a fleet. It wasn't a weapon. It was a whisper made real. A parasitic tide of self-replicating nanomechanical dust, what we came to call the gray tide. It didn't attack. It simply arrived, drifting like a gray nebula. When it touched metal, technology, or even life, it consumed, quietly, efficiently. No fire, no explosions. And the worst part? It learned. It adapted. Our first engagement ended in massacre. The 7th Fleet, our monument to order, was reduced to dust within hours. Every tactic we attempted only strengthened it. We recalibrated shields, deployed theoretical weapons, even tried black holes. Nothing worked. Our predictability was killing us. For the first time in our long history, extinction was no longer theoretical, and we knew we couldn't win alone. Contacting humanity was the most humiliating decision in Zarian history. Reaching out to our chaotic rivals was an admission of absolute failure. I led the envoy. We met a human vessel in neutral space. Admiral Brace Morrison greeted me, not in formal regalia, but a simple jumpsuit. Her eyes held a weariness and a fire. I presented everything, our losses, our desperation. She listened in silence. Then she leaned forward. We've been tracking it. We call it The Gray Tide. We lost New Eden. 3 million people. Humanity had already faced it. I offered an alliance. She shook her head. Commander, your fleets are useless. Your tech is just food for this thing. You're trying to play chess with a tidal wave. Her bluntness stung. And what do you propose, Admiral? She smiled, grim, sharp. We give it indigestion. Her plan defied every law of warfare. She wanted chaos, independent ships, improvisation, total unpredictability, a battlefield with no pattern at all. By Zarian standards, it should have collapsed instantly. But it was our only hope. The battle for Xylos began with my fleet forming a final defensive line. Then Morrison unleashed the humans. Hundreds of ships, military vessels, retrofitted freighters dove straight into the gray cloud. No formations, no synchronized volleys, just pure, unfiltered chaos. A corvette would make a suicidal charge, venting its plasma core in an uncontrolled burst. A mining ship detonated its cargo in a storm of radiation. Pilots shouted, joked, even laughed over open comms. It looked less like a battle and more like a deadly game. But it worked. The plague depended on patterns, on logic, and the humans gave it none. For every tactic the plague adapted to, humans created 3 new ridiculous ones. A crippled pilot broadcast classical music, causing an energy cascade that momentarily solidified the cloud. Then came the turning point. The plague swarmed the UNS Endurance, expecting a feast. Morrison's voice cut through the chaos. All ships, execute the Porcupine. The Endurance didn't explode. Its hull burst open as dozens of hidden ships fired their engines at once, ripping outward like shrapnel and shredding the plague. And then, the final insanity. Because the plague couldn't process complex biology, Morrison had loaded drones with Earth's toughest life forms, extremophiles, algae blooms, fungi. They fired them directly into the plague. The sterile machine intelligence couldn't handle the messy complexity of life. It choked, its structure corrupted, the cloud collapsed inward. We hadn't just fought back, we'd used life itself as a weapon. We won. The plague wasn't destroyed, but it fled, broken. As I stood on my bridge, watching humanity coordinate rescue efforts, battered but triumphant, I understood the truth my people had refused to see. Some threats cannot be defeated by logic. Some enemies require chaos, emotion, instinct. That day, I finally understood the Kobayashi Maru. Humans don't train for victory. They train for the moment the universe stops playing fair. Their chaos isn't a flaw. It's their sharpest weapon. The Cold War between our species ended not with a treaty, but with truth. Our logic makes us strong, but their chaos, that makes them dangerous. And for the first time, I was grateful they were on our side. What you've heard is a fictional tale in the spirit of humanity, yeah. But it carries a message. Sometimes our greatest weaknesses are our greatest strengths. What human trait do you think would surprise an alien race the most? Tell me in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories exploring humanity's hidden potential. Thanks for listening.